Hello my lovelies, TigerLily here. I'm back. It's been a stressful, not even a week. And the reason I'm doing this vlog is, if you didn't know, Texas got hit by a really nasty hurricane. Hurricane Harvey! Yippee! And yes, we got hit with it. Not the winds, but the flooding. And as you can see, there's, stuff back there on the couch. We had to hightail it out of here. Sunday morning. Saturday night we lost power because it initially... Alright, let's just go through the bullet points of what this hurricane did. It made landfall Corpus Christi on Friday, I believe, and Saturday is when it just started to dump rain. Not necessarily like consistently, but it was slowly making its way inland. And by Saturday night, our power was gone. So we tried to stay through the night and see if it was going to come back on the next day, and it didn't. We were miserable because it got really hot in here really fast. So Sunday morning, we packed up all the necessities, like, as soon as we could, and just got the hell out of Dodge. And we ended up going to Katy, Texas, which is outside on the west side of Houston. And we ended up staying with my boyfriend's brother and fiance, which was fine, but it wasn't great. Like, it was still, all of Sunday the water was still rising. It was pouring down rain all day long. It did not let up until that night. And in a minute I'm gonna show you guys some pictures of what the street looked like that we were staying on. Luckily our apartment here didn't flood. The entrance did. We almost got stuck in the apartment with no electricity, no way to cook food, anything like that. But we barely made it out. But the whole front and all the apartments in the front of our complex, because it's like a gated community, they all got flooded, which really sucks. I feel really bad for them. But there's not a whole lot that, we can do about it, because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So, yeah, we ended up getting out of here, and we were there from Sunday about 11-ish, 10, 11-ish in the morning until yesterday at about 5 or 6 o'clock. And it was not the best of times. Like, I mean, it could have been a lot worse situation. Like, we could have had to, like, really, like, evacuate, not just, get out of the building temporarily. Like, we could have lost everything in here. And I, of course, was being a paranoid mess and just completely freaking out about everything. So all of Sunday, while all the rain was coming down and all that fun stuff, they were having tornado warnings. Like, every hour. It was so irritating, and we would just get in the middle of doing something just to try and take our minds off of all the storms, and everybody's phones lit up with tornado warnings. So we would drag the cats into the bathroom, and they didn't get along, so we had to keep them separate. So it was not a fun time. Just not a fun time. And because of all of the rain and the cold messing with my sinuses, I ended up getting a cold. So Monday wasn't too bad. It was starting to hit me, and my nose was getting all runny. Tuesday was really, really tough. And then Wednesday was just full-blown cold. Like, it was awful. I couldn't do anything. I was in bed all day long, just coughing and sneezing and, like, trying to prop my head up on a pillow so I could breathe, and ugh, it was miserable. It was not a fun time. And I'm just glad I could deal with that in, a house with electricity, so that way if I needed to turn on the light to go to the bathroom or turn on the TV to keep my mind off of all the nastiness, I had that. So yeah, that was all of this fun stuff. So now I'm going to show you guys some of the pictures, and I will tell you, before I show you, what is happening in these pictures. So in the first couple of pictures, this is about, I don't know, middle of the day, Sunday. I think it was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon on Sunday. So you guys can take a look at those for like 5 minutes. So this is right out front, in front of my boyfriend's brother's house, and as you can see, the water has come all the way up to the bottom of the driveway, and it was not cool. And this is where my boyfriend's car, the white one in the front, is parked, and we thought it would be okay from there. We were kind of wrong, and you'll see why in a minute. So yeah, that was Sunday, and at this point we couldn't get out. Like, we were stuck. There was no way for us to do anything. We were just trapped in the house, which it was okay. I mean, we had plenty of food and stuff to keep us occupied, but it wasn't exactly the best of times. But next you guys are gonna see that night, about 8 or 9 o'clock, I think it was, the rain had finally just started to let off. It was like misting a little bit, and the water was so deep you could not see the street. Like, we shone flashlights down into the water and you could not see the street. So here's those pictures for you guys. So from here you can see how much one day's worth of rain can make a difference. Like, this was crazy amounts of water, and it got really, really close to the back of Young's car. You'll see that in a second. But yeah, this is all the way up, halfway up the lawn, and it's just nuts. And like, we were standing out there, and Brittany had her rain boots on, Young's future sister-in-law, and she was like almost up to the top of her rain boots, still on the driveway. Like, it was really, really deep. Yes, these guys are kayaking. I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. But so you can see here, there's like maybe 1.5 feet behind the cars that you can actually see. Like, the water, if it had kept raining, the water would have gone all the way up. It was scary. So, there's a little bit of an explanation that needs to happen with some of these pictures. And yes, they are kayaking down the street because the water was so high. I'm not joking. And it's not because they needed to evacuate. It is literally because they were bored and we're just gonna have some fun. And we're all outside like, what are you doing? And they're just like, oh, we're just having some fun. The kids are getting tired of being stuck in the house. We're just gonna kayak down the street. And we're like, okay. And of course my boyfriend just goes, I'd probably do that. I'm like, of course you would, because you're weird. So, okay, whatever. But so yeah, that's why there were no videos, and I had hoped that I could get a few in, but it wasn't gonna happen. Like, there's no way I could have. We were stuck on, you know, it was just Wi-Fi the whole weekend and one laptop for anything other than Young doing work. So, and not the best laptop. It would have taken me like all day to upload a video, so yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. But I still haven't completely unpacked everything. Our suitcases still have all our clothes in it. The cat is not pleased to be, I mean, she's happy to be home, but she's like, I guess she's not happy that, you know, we're trying to get back into our normal schedule, which is a lot of time on the computer, which, you know, it's kind of how gamers' lives go. But yeah, so she's not very happy about that. And of course, as soon as I got home, I had to make the whole round of phone calls, let my mom know what was going on, both my grandmas, so they weren't freaking out, because they were all freaking out all weekend, I think, and yeah. And my mom was just like, okay, as long as you guys are safe. I'm like, yes, Mom, I'm fine, I promise. Nothing bad happened, there's no flooding in our place. We had to throw out all the food in the fridge, though, because I had left, like, there was some bacon that was uncooked left in the meat drawer that I didn't know was in there. Like, I forgot it was in there, and some ham, and there's some chicken in the freezer. I was like, I don't want to risk it because I know that it probably thawed out while we were gone because all the ice had melted and refrozen. So I'm like, the chicken probably de-thawed and then refroze, so it's probably gross. So I just pitched that, and I'm like, you know what? We'll just do the shopping this weekend and not worry about it because I don't want to eat risky food. So, yeah, that was our chaotic, oh, I don't even know what to call it, disaster. But we got really lucky. There are so many people out there that it's going to be months, maybe never, that they can actually go move back into their homes, because there was so much flooding that just destroyed so much down here. And there are so many people that have been displaced because their homes are they were completely underwater for days. And it's heartbreaking to see all these people who, you know, they've worked so hard to build a life, and it's just gone. Like, it's destroyed. We were watching the news like all day Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, seeing like all these people having to get rescued by boat, and, you know, because no one could get in with trucks or anything like that at this point to get people out. There were people sitting on their roofs in the highest level of their house with their pets, just trying to make sure that, you know, they could survive this. And there are so many schools and businesses that were out of the flood zone, or at least didn't have as much effect from the water, that we're just like, you know what, we're gonna shelter people here if we can. And it's been non-stop since Friday, pretty much last Friday. It's been about a week now since all of this chaos started, and luckily it seems to have dissipated enough anyway to no longer be really affecting us. I mean, the sun's shining outside today, so I mean me and Brittany, my my boyfriend's brother's fiance, that's just gonna be easier to say my boyfriend's sister-in-law once I get married, but whatever. Yeah, anyway, Brittany and I, we went to the mall yesterday because we were kind of starting to go a little stir crazy. We need to get out of the house, so we just walked around the mall, and half the stores are closed because they either have flood damage in the back, or they don't have people to come in and work because they're trying to deal with stuff at home. And it's just, I think it's going to take a while for Houston to recover from this, and I think there are going to be a few businesses at the bare minimum that may never recover from this, because it's just been so bad. And apparently the flooding record for this flood was worse than Katrina. Like, if any of you watching know how bad Katrina was, like, it was awful. Like, there hadn't been a hurricane that devastating in forever. Like, no one had even thought that it was possible. And now they're saying that the flooding from Hurricane Harvey was worse than what happened with Katrina. And that just, to me, blows my mind. Like, that's insane. And the fact that there are so many people that were just still so upbeat while all of this horrible disaster was happening around them, what makes me want to break down and cry, that people can be so uplifted by just someone coming to rescue them, that I don't even have words to describe that. It's insane. But I do know that there are so many people out there trying to do what they can, that, you know, that aren't in Houston, that aren't affected by the hurricane. And anything that you guys can do to help is phenomenal. I'm going to leave a few links down in the description, so please go check that out if you want to donate money or anything that you can do to help the people down here that have been just completely devastated by this hurricane. And I know that, you know, maybe they won't know that you did it personally, but any little bit that you can do is a godsend to all of these people whose lives have been just completely ripped apart. And I know that if I was in that situation, even, you know, just enough money to buy lunch one day, or just, you know, buy a new pair of shoes just to walk, you know, through all the muck and everything, because these people's clothes have been destroyed, their whole homes, everything. They don't have, there are some people that have nothing now because of this. And just knowing that there are people out there who are willing to help you, even though they haven't been affected, is really heartwarming and really just, I don't have words. I have no words. Like, I can't find the right words to say, and normally I'm not the one at a loss for words. I really am not. So, but yeah, if there's anything you guys can do or want to do, I will leave links in the description to different places that you can donate to, or if you just want to learn more about how you can, or you know, anything that's happened and what the effects are going to be, I will leave as much information down in the comments as I can. if I can find it. I may add some more stuff later if I find more things that I think you guys would find interesting if you want to, you know, check that out later. But yeah, so I just want to let you guys know what was going on and why I, you know, just jumped ship for 5 days and like didn't tell you guys anything. It wasn't because I'm stopping. I promise. I love doing this too much, so it wasn't by choice. I promise. Believe me, if I could have, I would have been recording and uploading videos the whole time, but extenuating circumstances cause other problems. So, but yeah. So, if you guys liked the video, please hit the like button down below and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my gaming content, or if you want to hear anything from me. Leave comments down below telling me if you guys want me to talk about something, and I will hopefully be able to answer all of your comments and questions. So, that being said, this is TigerLily. Until next time, my lovelies. Bye!